Welcome to another episode of Soaring into Sports. I'm your co-host Owen Dumonso with, of course, co-host Jess Poppin, and it is homecoming week, and we are excited to break down the upcoming sports, but also is a very successful week of sports this past week, so excited to get into it with you, Jess.
Yeah, a lot to get to. Like you mentioned, homecoming week, a lot of exciting activities happening on campus. Coming off of a very successful week, really across the board in all sports for the most part. So yeah, we're excited to get into it and then get into a really fun interview later as well.
Absolutely, and we're going to start off with an absolute heater. Women's golf and men's golf are participating in the UMAC Championship this week, and the women came out extremely successful. Paige Johnson ended up being the individual winner, and the team as a whole won it. At the end of the tournament, it was kind of which Eagle was going to get that first place. Was it going to be Bree Brandt, Paige Johnson, or Morgan Ekman? Ended up being Paige Johnson, but a very successful tournament for the women. And then the men turned in a third place effort, which another successful effort for them. But women's golf really kind of stole the show this weekend.
Yeah, really a three-horse race down the stretch between three Eagles, which is awesome to see. Team title never really in doubt. After day one, I think they had an 11-stroke lead and just kind of kept increasing it day by day. Ended up winning by, I believe it was 57 strokes, and setting a UMAC championship record for team score. So really awesome to see them firing on all cylinders. Really eventful and fun day on the course.
Yeah.
Feel so happy for Paige Johnson being able to win medalist honors. She's had some good starts her first 2 years in that tournament, but wasn't able to finish them off as Morgan Ekman was able to beat her. But this time she faced some adversity on Saturday. She had a rough first nine, parred the last hole of the first nine, but before that had not logged one. And Bree Brandt actually played phenomenal on that nine and overtook her for the lead at 2 under for the day.
Yep.
But Paige just dug in. She bounced back. Once she made the turn, she looked like a new golfer. Made 3 birdies on her second nine, including on the final hole. She actually hit her drive. She was up by 3 going into the last hole, so pretty good cushion. And hit her drive into a fairway bunker. Now, it was decently close to the green. It was probably about, I would say, 80 or so yards from the green.
Yeah.
So she was still hitting a wedge. But, that's a spot where if you're not very mentally strong, you can kind of psych yourself out and, I got to hit it out of here. What if it takes me a couple shots to get out? She probably didn't know how much she was up at that point, but she probably thought it was even closer than it was.
Yeah.
Just the mental resiliency to still throw an absolute dart from that fairway bunker and make the birdie putt. Like, hats off to her. She really earned that.
Absolutely.
And also set a UMAC championship record herself for lowest individual score in the 3 rounds. So awesome effort from Paige. Bree Brandt, the freshman, took second. She was fantastic. Morgan Ekman, the 2-time defending champ, as I said, gets third place, which is crazy to think about. That
Absolutely,
possibly the best golfer that UMAC women's golf has ever seen takes third place in that tournament, losing to 2 teammates. So they've got an unbelievably talented team. That will now be playing in the NCAA championships in California in May. That'll be the 3rd consecutive year and the 4th time in 5 years that the women's golf team has made that tournament. So and this is probably the best team they've had yet, the deepest.
Absolutely.
They've got the experience with the 3 juniors plus a couple of really talented freshmen. Like Paige and Morgan said a couple weeks ago when we interviewed them, kind of like eerily similar to their freshman year when they had 3 seniors on the team that were experienced and talented with the 2 talented freshmen that went. So we'll be exciting to see what they can do in that tournament. But we also had some news last week that the women's golf team had received an at-large bid into the NCCAA national tournament here in a couple weeks in Florida, which was the first time that they've been allowed under Northwestern policy to receive an at-large bid. So really cool opportunity for them. It was the lone at-large bid to that tournament. Originally, Morgan was going to be the only member of the team to play in it as an individual automatic qualifier, but now she'll be joined by her teammates. So that'll be a really cool opportunity for them now, having both the men's and women's teams play in that tournament.
Absolutely.
And then, on the men's side, 3rd place finish. They came into the day in 2nd place with a slight lead over Bethany Lutheran for 2nd. I wouldn't say it was their best day out there on the course by any means. They had a little glimmer of time where they started to make a little bit of a charge with, I think 3 or 4 guys put up birdies like kind of at the same time to kind of make things interesting and get within a few strokes. But UW Superior ended up having 2 guys go to the medalist playoff. It was a 3-way playoff, 1 Bethany guy and then 2 from Superior. So they had 2 guys in that mix, which that's always going to be hard to beat when you have 2 guys tie for first place, essentially. So they definitely earned that title. But yeah, still good performances. Shane Seifert and Carson Bessenden, both top 5. Just didn't quite have the depth of solid performances that they had prior with. They've had a lot of those tournaments like the women where they'll have 3 or 4 guys in the top 10 versus I think they still ended up having 4 in the top 10 this time, but just needed them to get a little bit higher, a little better scores. So still a successful weekend for them. Like we said, they're going to be at the NCCAA national tournament, so they're going to, as a team, still be able to participate in a national tournament, which will be very fun, and that'll be kind of their shot at a national championship. So but I will say, I mean, they probably didn't perform how they wanted to at Pebble Creek, but a really talented team, a team that, they could have easily 5 guys shoot low to mid 70s when they're all clicking. So the sky truly is still the limit for them. I think they have 3 or 4 guys that are in the top 10 for lowest season average as of now. So definitely still a lot of good golf ahead of them.
Absolutely, and we're really looking forward to seeing our teams compete at a national level. Speaking of competing at a national level, the volleyball team went down to St. Peter and took a win from number 20 Gustavus, as well as taking down Morris 3-0 on Saturday. On a heater is the best way to describe our volleyball team right now. 6 wins in a row, upcoming a really big top 10 matchup at the Erickson Center on Wednesday night. Jess, can anyone stop these Eagles right now?
It's so far no, not in the last 6 games at least. They're on a 6-game winning streak. A couple of top 20 wins there. Gustavus ranked 20th. We mentioned the Oshkosh win, who are still at number 3 even after the loss, which is how much respect they're getting nationally. The volleyball team's on fire right now, really starting to hit their stride. And according to them, little sneak peek at the interview later, they don't even think that they're playing their best volleyball yet. So still a lot in store. But awesome road win at Gustavus, a team that has been a very evenly matched team. I feel like every time that we play Gustavus, it comes down to 4 or 5 sets, always really tight match. Awesome performance. Anna Egge, career high 20 kills in that match against Gustavus. Grace Moravchik, career high 24 digs. So everyone was playing kind of at their best, and like I said, it's always pretty tight. This one we got him in 4 sets, so that was a little bit surprising even to see that it was that quick of a match. Usually those end up going 5. So the Eagles will just continue to climb the ranks as they keep racking up those wins. They're receiving more votes than they have at any point this season. So, you were there. You can probably speak a little bit.
Yeah, I was down in St. Peter. It was a fun atmosphere. A lot of Eagle faithful were there, which was fun. The middle 2 sets 2 and 3, went into extra points. So past that 25-point mark, which usually it takes to win.
Well past, it was 29, I think it was one of them.
29 to 27 ended up being one of the final scores. An unbelievable fight and great resilience by our volleyball team. And then that 4th set, after kind of taking those 2 close ones, they kind of took that momentum and kind of ran away in the last couple points. Down in Gustavus, so they're on an absolute heater, and just like you said, sneak preview, Hannah Rich and Anja Jarchow still think they haven't played their best, which is absolutely terrifying if you're upcoming, which number 5 Eau Claire, you're the next on the chopping block, and the Erickson Center is rowdy, so we're excited to see you there, Eagle Nation. And speaking of the performances, Anna Egge won UMAC Athlete of the Week for the offensive side of volleyball, and then Addison Jenigis also took the setter award as well. So another couple there.
I should mention as well, Addison Jenigis 6th in the country right now in assists per set. So really, really good player. She got playing time as a freshman last year, kind of split the setter minutes with Grace Strickfaden, but With Grace graduating now, it's all Addison's show, and she is proving why she was such a valued recruit and part of this team. And she's just been sensational. Her third Setter of the Week award this season. So, yeah, she's playing awesome volleyball, and clearly it's showing in the stats and in the win columns now as well.
Absolutely. And showing up in the win column was definitely women's soccer this weekend, beating Morris 3-0 earlier in the week and then taking down Crown 4-0. Men's soccer on the other side tied up Morris and Crown both times 1-1. But right now, women's soccer is on an absolute heater. There's no one in the UMAC really safe, as they also tied Superior previously, so they are also playing really good soccer right now.
Awesome soccer. Really kind of started with that tie at Superior. Really tough place to win. I think that kind of showed them what kind of team they can be, and that they can compete with the best of the best. So it'll be really exciting to see on Saturday, homecoming Saturday, they'll host Superior. So make sure that no one's leaving after the football game. Make sure you stick around to watch those soccer games against Superior, because that one has the potential to be a really, really fun and entertaining game, especially if the goals keep going in the net. Marie Kendall, 4 goals and 2 assists on the week, including a hat trick at Crown. She is your UMAC Women's Soccer Offensive Player of the Week, and really well-deserving. Again, a freshman doing that. We've got some unbelievable performances from some freshmen lately.
And that Superior game might end up being a UMAC championship preview if these teams keep playing the way they are. Bethany kind of sneaks in there here and there, but the way the Eagles are playing, it's hard to beat them right now. You mentioned Marie Kendall taking the Offensive Player of the Week award for the UMAC, and then Mallory Mosman also took the Defensive Player Athlete of the Week, and she also had her first career collegiate goal, usually playing on the defensive side, but a fun one to get in her senior year, scoring for the first time. An exciting week and exciting looking forward here for women's soccer.
Yeah, love seeing that for Mallory. Little biased. She's a student worker of ours, so we love seeing her get on the board with her first career goal. And, I mean, more importantly for the defensive side, being the captain of a defense that did not give up a goal all week. So 2 shutouts in those 2 matches. So very well-deserving award for her, and then cool to see her find the back of the net at Crown.
Absolutely. And I don't know if we mentioned it, but the NCCAA Athlete of the Week for women's soccer also went to Marie Kendall, kind of spinning off of that hat trick at Crown. So, getting recognition for sure on her extensive weekend.
Yeah, she again, very well deserving on both fronts for both of those awards. Her second time that she's won a UMAC Player of the Week. The first one, funny enough, was actually for defense.
Yep.
So she's getting it done, as a midfielder on both ends of the field. So you love to see that. And then on the men's side as well, you mentioned a couple 1-1 draws. The first one against Martin Luther was crazy because that game went scoreless almost the whole way, and then Martin Luther's with Morris. And then Morris scores with like 7 or 8 minutes left, and then suddenly it felt like the Eagles were like, oh no, like we're losing, like let's go, and the offense just like kicked into high gear, scored soon after to tie it. So love seeing that response from them to scratch and claw a road point out of that one. And they'll have a tough test on Saturday as well against Superior after taking on North Central. Tonight, as we're recording this on Tuesday, you'll already know the result by the time that you're watching or listening to this. So hopefully they'll have a win on the board and a little momentum heading into that contest with the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah. Speaking of exciting to look forward to a homecoming Saturday, we're excited to see if our football team can kind of pick up their feet a little bit. A tough loss on the road to Crown, 22-3, where injuries are just kind of riddling the team right now, and not really finding their footing, but no better time to find footing than homecoming weekend against a UMAC opponent at home.
Yep, should be a great crowd. A good, solid opponent. Greenville's always pretty tough. We were able to take them down a couple times last year to go undefeated in the conference, but hopefully the team will be hungry coming off that loss. It's only the 3rd time we've ever lost a Crown in football, and the first in 15 years. So hopefully they're hungry after that. We'll be working hard in practice, and excited to see what they can do. Obviously having another week of practice for Cody Duffy coming off the injury. Playing the quarterback position will be huge. He's got a game under his belt now. He's been hit a few. Football players always say, you're never really, into it again until you get hit a few times. You got to, wear a few of those before you can kind of feel comfortable and in the flow again. So hopefully that happens. Threw for 245 yards, most we've thrown for so far this season. So they're airing it out a little bit, and we'll see what kind of game plan they have in store for the Panthers on Saturday.
Yeah, excited to see that. We were also excited to see some of the times rolling in for our cross-country teams as they participate in the Blue Gold Invitational. Another athlete of the week for the UMAC, Emery Mackay, again with a cross-country athlete of the week, and it was a good weekend for our cross-country team.
Yeah, Emery Mackey's second career cross-country award. She actually came here to run track, and then last year decided, you know what, I'll do cross-country too, and then immediately just became a natural at it. So, good to see her get another award. She was, I believe, 4 seconds off her PR, but it was her season best. So hopefully she'll be able to eclipse that PR here before the season is done. But yeah, really good performance from her in leading the women's team to a really solid effort. And then the men's team had probably their best showing of the season as well. And both of those teams ranked in the top 10 now in the NCCAA standings as far as total time for the team goes. So they're positioning themselves well to be able to get a run at the NCCAA national championship. And be able to participate in that. The women are 5th and the men are 9th. So hopefully their season will be able to continue beyond just the UMAC championship that first weekend in November. And really looking forward to as we always say, see those times keep coming down as the season goes on. But congrats to Emery. She's killing it. So really well deserved award.
Shout out, of course. We have been talking about the UMAC Athletes of the Week throughout the whole episode here. 5 women athletes took the UMAC Athletes of the Week. We kind of swept it for the most part. No men on there, which, it's totally fine. Our women's teams are playing the best out of every, the women's teams are playing the best and being the best and really shining a light on what our athletics programs have built here, which is very exciting to see.
Yeah, we were just talking before this, too. It's funny that, they won 5 awards, and it doesn't even include the golf team because they don't have any more UMAC weekly awards with being in the postseason. So typically that's when you can just pencil in as Northwestern's going to win the women's golf award because they won every single one this season. But yeah, good to see that from every other women's sport that we have going on, they were able to rack up 5 awards across the 3 of them.
Absolutely. Well, Eagle Nation, it is homecoming week, so we are excited to see you out in full force. Don't forget a huge ranked volleyball matchup on Wednesday. 2 soccer games as we're filming this, so hopefully we see a lot of you out there tonight, as well as a lot of events going on Saturday as well. So very exciting homecoming week for the Eagles here.
And stuff happening even before Saturday as well. There's some alumni games Friday night and Saturday morning. Other things around campus, they've got the Hall of Fame banquet on Friday night, some art showcases on Friday. Saturday morning, the Purple Donut Run's happening, which is actually our cross-country team is actually participating in that. So you get to run alongside the Eagles for that Purple Donut Run, and then some other fun activities in the morning. I know chapel on homecoming week is always as good as it gets too.
Absolutely.
So get out and about. This is a really fun week on campus. Make sure to participate in anything that you can, and obviously we'd love to see you in the stands supporting all the student athletes this week.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching our review and preview for this last week and the upcoming week for athletics. Now, please enjoy this interview with UNW volleyball players Anja Jarchow and Hannah Rich. We're now excited to have our next 2 guests with us from the red-hot UNW volleyball team. Please welcome to the show Hannah Rich and Anja Jarchow. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks for having us.
We'd like to start to mention you guys are kind of on a hot streak right now. It's been a couple big ranked wins, Gustavus and Oshkosh recently. Earlier in the season was a little bit of a rough sailing, but how were you guys able to kind of get over some of that adversity and kind of go on this hot streak?
Yeah, one thing that we just focus on and have continued to work on throughout the season is just playing as a team and playing as a unit on the court. There's 6 of us, and then there's also the bench too, and we just really emphasize playing together and trusting one another. And I think it showed a little bit earlier on in the season, but it's something that's really clicked since then and has, I think, shown in our last few games.
Sure, yeah.
And we also talk a lot about handling hard as a team, and I think especially early on, we played a lot of tough teams, and the way that we respond to that and handle hard is how good we're going to be as a team. So we just really focus on like embracing the hard, and like we talk about in volleyball, like you're going to be punched. Like there's like really tough teams, tough opponents, and like it's a punch and match, and we got to punch back, and that's what we're focused on right now. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. You guys certainly create a lot of hard for yourselves as far as the opponents that you scheduled. Coach Wilmoth the past few years has scheduled a really difficult non-conference schedule, as we mentioned, a couple of ranked wins already, a few more ranked opponents that you guys have played. Dubuque wasn't ranked at the time, is ranked now. I know we're far away from like playoff time, but how do those early season non-conference games kind of prepare you guys for postseason play?
Yeah. I would say we really try to schedule those because, first of all, it's like you said, we're building trust with each other. And we realize that like postseason, we're going to be playing a lot of really, really challenging opponents. So we embrace the challenge. Like we love playing great teams, and we also look at pressure as like a privilege. So instead of like looking at these opponents and being like, oh no, why are we playing another top 5 team this week? No, we're just really thankful to be able to play such awesome opponents that are great volleyball teams, and it just gets us really excited.
Yeah, I think with that, just like the high level of competition, it gives us more opportunities to play who we are and who we can play, which sometimes can get hard in conference seasons, but that's why like we really like the non-conference games, because it is really difficult, and we get to also just like playing them shows us what we can work on really fast too. So it's like we take that and we run with it, and like we come back to practice after all those games and we're like, okay, we have a new focuses, and we just take that and knowing that it will pay off in the postseason. You
guys are on a 6-game winning streak right now after a rare dipping below 500 at 4-5 before it started. Is there just like a different energy in practice every day when you guys are kind of on a heater like this and you feel like you're playing your best volleyball?
That's a great question. I actually would say yes, we are very excited like on and off the court. Like we talk a lot about who we're like going to be scouting and different things, but our practices for the most part are always a very, very high level, and we always talk about how like we're going to be playing how we practice. And so there have been like a couple moments where like we lose focus in practice, but we really like try to focus up again really quickly because like it's very, very highly competitive in practice, which really helps us during games, I feel like.
And I would add on to that, like, I don't even think, like, we talk about, too, like, our potential when we want to peak. And I don't think we're even playing our best volleyball yet. So I think that's just really encouraging of, like, we all know, like, there's so much more, like, that's in us, too. So I think we come into practice with that, and we're like, okay, we're going to get better, and we're just going to keep getting better. Like, we don't ever want to be complacent either, like, if we are on a winning streak or anything like that. But we're just like, okay, we're focusing on the next thing, and we're going to get better, and we're going to show up.
Yeah. Jess had mentioned Coach Wilmoth scheduling kind of tough opponents, but from the coaching side, you see all the numbers up on the wall and you see all the accolades that she's gotten. But with her and her coaching staff, how have they been able to develop you guys as volleyball players, develop the team as a volleyball team? Like, how has their experience helped you guys, kind of grow and step forward?
It's a really good question. I think it started for us like right at the end of last season, like building for this season. The big thing is coaches have been really focusing on building relationships. Like that's been our whole team focus this year. And so as we have done that in the spring and off season, it's really paying off now. And honestly, our coaches, we love them. They like after big wins and big losses, like they just really remind us that they're like proud to be our coaches. And it's awesome. Really more about like our testimony. And the way that we have a good testimony is by having like doing trail, which is like tenacity, release, authenticity, integrity, and love. And sometimes that's going to show on the scoreboard, and usually it does. But sometimes it's not. So
Yeah, we're really thankful for our coaches. They give us so many opportunities to grow. Like, on the court, obviously, they're very knowledgeable, but also off the court, like Hannah said, like, we really emphasize relationships, and also just, like, the mental side of the game and our culture. And I think just, like, how much time we put in to what is, like, the intangibles are, I think that also shows on the court. And it shows also, like, our coaches are so knowledgeable about that side of the game, too. And they've definitely, like, they grow us a lot as players and people, too.
Yeah, clearly they're doing something right. Your program, what Coach Wilmoth has built, safe to say the best, most successful program in Northwestern athletics the past decade or so, especially. A couple Final Fours, even a couple Elite Eights in there, farther than any other program has made it. So clearly she's developed, with Coach Barnes and now Coach Peterson as well, something very special there. You guys mentioned the mental side of things and trail and kind of the relationships. Would you say those are kind of the pillars, or what, kind of helped it bring it from, just when she started probably a good but run-of-the-mill Division III program to now essentially a national power year in and year out?
Yeah, I think that definitely plays a huge role in just understanding, like, the culture and what we focus on, and we talk about our why too. Like, that carries on no matter, like, how talented or, like, a team is. Like, that, like, trail has been a part of our team for a long time, and that carries on through, like, the ups and downs of seasons as well. And I think just really focusing on, like, our testimony is our main focus. And like we talked about, tenacity is the front door of our testimony, and that's what people see on the court. But it's like so much more than that. And I think because just like all of the coaches sticking with that as well through all of the seasons, that's the most consistent thing that, like, we bring and we work on. And I think that, has really carried into the success that people have seen on the outside.
Yeah, I would agree. I think a big thing is, just we want to have a stage so that people can simply just see that we're a little bit different and ask some questions and, like, get to know other teams and be able to share Christ. And so that's really our main focus, and playing top, like, level volleyball helps us get there.
For sure.
And
I was going to say it's impressive too, because it's easy to do those things like, honor calls and praying with teams and being your testimony when, you're just an average team. But being able to, do that for, I think Coach Wilmoth's been here for 22 seasons now. 22 seasons when your program has jumped to, like, the highest of highs, I think is really a testament to, like, staying grounded even despite all the success.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to get a little bit more personal to you guys. Why did you choose UNW, not just for volleyball or school, like, just kind of the whole thing?
There's a lot of reasons that went into it for me. I knew I wanted to play volleyball. I also knew I wanted to go to, like, a Christian university. I went to a public high school, and, like, it was a good experience, but I was like, I want to be somewhere where, like, Christ is the main focus and it's the foundation for a lot of people. And so I went to, like, a summer volleyball camp. A lot of girls could probably say similar. Met Coach, and it really was just, like, the Lord totally just used that. And, like, for me, like, my, like, process of, like, deciding to come here was a really easy one, because it's just like, okay, Lord, like, you just kind of placed it in my lap. And my siblings, like, went here too, which is why I, like, looked here in the first place. But it was totally just, I wanted to be somewhere where Christ is the center, and the program too just totally blew me out of the water. I just didn't know. I wasn't aware of it, and then the more I got to learn about it, the more I was like, wow, this is somewhere I want to be.
Yeah, mine is a little different. It was a really hard decision for me to come here. I committed, like, end of April my senior year to come here, which was pretty late. And was talking. I knew I wanted to play volleyball as well. I was kind of talking to quite a few schools, and I'm sometimes just really indecisive. So I was like, I don't know what to do. But I was considering another school and had to tell them within a week whether I was going to go there or not. And it was between that school and here. And honestly, like, I had no idea what to do. And I was just, like, honestly prayed a ton about it. Had some really cool moments that kind of really led me here. And ultimately, like, the Lord led me here, like Anja said. And I didn't even know when I came what the impact it would have. And even the volleyball team, like, I didn't know that it was genuinely, like, we play for the Lord and, like, how much it is about Him. And that's just made me so happy to be a part of it. And the community that we built here, and like, if you want to grow spiritually, you can, and that's like the coolest thing ever. So I'm happy to be here.
For sure.
Anja, you mentioned your siblings that go here. I wanted to ask about that. 3 of you in 3 years, correct? It's like boom, 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 1 year apart. Was Elise kind of the leader in, like, you know, batting leadoff and getting everyone to come here, and everyone just kind of followed, or what? Was there any connection prior to that, or kind of how did you guys all land on Northwestern?
Yeah, well, I think my mom heard of it first, if I'm being honest.
So did my mom, for what?
Yeah. Like, we're really close to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which KTIS has a string there. And she was just like, that sounds like such a cool place. So she brought Elise up here, and Elise just kind of fell in love with it, similar to me. And then she got involved in the tennis program. My brother also plays tennis, so he wanted to go there. And for me, what was a little different, I think maybe it's similar for them, but I just, like, you can tell, like, when someone, like, grows a lot and they change, and just them coming back, and I'm like, oh my word, they're, like, different people. And it's like, what is it about Northwestern? And that's really key for me, because I was like, I want to grow and I want to be somewhere where I can thrive. And just seeing, like, their experience here was totally, like, that's why I looked here in the first place. Like, so I kind of compared it. I was like, okay, did they have a good experience? Did they not? But they the Lord totally used Northwestern in their lives, and was a big factor for why I wanted to come here.
Cool. Do they kind of look at you sideways because you're not playing tennis, or?
I am, like, the only one in my family that can play tennis. So
I say it all the time. Her pickleball skills are really good.
Well, careful if you're not. If you're not careful, Coach Swiger's going to try and recruit you. He may have already tried.
Yeah, a little bit more on the personal side. We want to hear some of your favorite, or 1 or 2 favorite volleyball memories from Northwestern. I know you're in your sophomore year and your junior year, so you still have a little bit of time left to go. But we're excited. We want to hear some of your favorite moments so far from your experience here at Northwestern.
Well, my favorite memory is our regionals run my freshman year. We reverse swept 2 teams to get to finals, and I was like this freshman, like, shaking in their boots on the court. Oh my gosh. And I just remember we played Whitewater for our, like, Sweet 16. And they were up 2-0, and they were up 23 to, like, 18. And I came in and served. And I was terrified. But I also, like, had such a cool moment. Like, the Lord just, like, totally brought so much peace to me in that moment, and, like, felt so close to the Lord and just so free. And we were able to come back and reverse sweep them to go to the finals. And that was just one of my favorite volleyball moments. So.
Yeah, mine's actually, like, similar to our regionals run. Even not playing, just, like, being able to support the girls and just feel so connected with one another. And then also reverse sweeping, like, 2 teams. I just remember when we, like, stormed the court, because, like, Abby hit a ball and it went out, and we were like, oh my gosh, but then we had to run off. Because they're like, wait, they're still going. So that was just, it was just so fun, and such a special memory to have with one another.
Yeah. You brought up something interesting there that I want to kind of follow up on. The nerves. You're saying as a freshman you're shaking in your boots and you got to go in and serve. Is that something that, you know, I know you said the Lord gave you peace in that time. Over time, as you get, like, more experience, is that something that lessens and you kind of, you know, settle in even when you're playing these big matches, playoff matches, you know, playing against number 3, play number 5 here on Wednesday this week? Is that something that just, you know, God takes over, or has experience helped in that as well?
I honestly, like, on our team we talk a lot about nerves and pressure, like, being a privilege again. And so genuinely, like, when I feel, like, butterflies in my stomach and, like, all of that, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to play.
That's awesome.
And I do think experience also plays a part in that. But I just love playing big top teams and going crazy. And, like, I love the fans. Like, I love it all. And I just need to, like, I love being hyped up.
Sure.
And just like the pressure, it's just like it's the best. So I think like your perspective is really important on that though. Yeah. And really like always like for me like before every game just like coming back to my identity in the Lord, and like failing is like a thing that happens in volleyball, and so like really just coming back to like who I am in the Lord, and like He's going to give me the strength, and I can just go out and play for His glory and not fear the results. So yeah.
I have one more question, kind of piggybacking off of something else you said there. You guys, I know you've played a lot of these ranked teams at home because I think your success has now built your program up to a point where people want to come play you. Are there any crowds that compare to the home crowds in the Erickson Center? Because I watch a lot of these games online, and a lot of them have good crowds, but it's not always the case. So I think this is a really, really like supportive school of volleyball. How would you say that the home crowd stacks up nationally?
Oh, I don't think any crowd compares. I'm not gonna lie. Our fans are the best. Like the Erickson's so fun to play in, and everyone like is so knowledgeable about volleyball. You can just kind of tell, which is really cool. And I think with other schools, maybe they'll have a lot of people, but they're not gonna cheer like they do for us. And like they're also they're more like they just chirp us. Like our like fans are just like they're awesome people, and they're not just like trying to berate the other team.
Yeah. So. I was going to say similar things. Like, we're just so thankful for them. We always get so excited. We can be home again after being away for a stretch, because we know everyone's just so supportive of us, and they're going to fill out the gym. And we just love playing with, like Hannah said, like the audience. We love it, like the atmosphere. And I can't even think of another gym where sometimes we talk about like it's homecoming, like it'll be full, but even like then it's like, oh, we can handle it, you know. It doesn't ever really feel the same. But,
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sure we'll see another one of those huge, fun, passionate crowds Wednesday night with number 5 Eau Claire coming to town. So
we're excited.
yeah, so are we.
Absolutely. As we kind of close here, are there any final thoughts that you guys have or on volleyball, Northwestern in general, yourselves, like anything to close us out here?
I would just say we're just thankful just to be on this team, and just the opportunity to play for the Lord's glory, to play for each other. We love all of our teammates so much, and our coaches, and just a great opportunity. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Second that.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Eagle Nation, as always, big match on Wednesday against number 5 in the country, Eau Claire. Thank you again to Anja Jarchow and Hannah Rich for joining us. Shout out to audio and visual producer Caleb Walsh, as always, behind the scenes. And as always, go Eagles.